In 2009, then church spokesman Tommy Davis put it this way.
David Miscavige is responsible for the current renaissance that the church is experiencing. And the fact is the church has doubled in size in the last 5 years and has flourished under his leadership.
The American Religious Identification Survey, however, cites much lower numbers. According to its survey, the number of self-described practicing Scientologists in the U.S. actually dropped from 55,000 to 25,000 in the years between 2001 and 2008. The church is a famously vocal critic of psychiatry, opposing what it calls brutal and inhumane psychiatric treatments. But for most, this is how the public identifies with Scientology, through high-profile believers. The church reaches out to well-known performers and caters to their needs with a celebrity center in Hollywood. Kirstie Alley, John Travolta are longtime Scientologists, as is Tom Cruise.
Being a Scientologist, when you drive past an accident, it's not like anyone else. As you drive past, you know you have to do something about it because you know you're the only one that can really help.
Cruise is so close to church leader David Miscavige, he asked him to be his best man at his wedding. Here's Cruise praising David Miscavige at a Scientology event in 2007.
So I say to you, Sir COB, we are lucky to have you, and thank you very much.
In 2010, we met with many former Sea Org members, including Tom Cruise's former counselor, or auditor in Scientology parlance, who says everything is not as it seems within the church leadership.
Go along, baby.
Marty Rathbun, who used to work directly under David Miscavige, says there's been a culture of violence within the leadership of the church, a culture encouraged by Miscavige himself.
He treats his subordinates in all of international management like slaves in a slave camp and literally beats them down.
It's a claim the church vigorously denies. They say Rathbun is a liar and out to destroy the church. The church spokesman in 2009, Tommy Davis, says yes, there was violence in the church, but he blames Marty Rathbun for it, as well as some others now making allegations against David Miscavige.
The allegations are absolutely untrue. There was nothing of the sort as they're describing by Mr. Miscavige.
David Miscavige has never kicked somebody?
Absolutely
never
not.
punched somebody?
Absolutely not.
Never strangled somebody?
No, never. Absolutely not.
As CNN was preparing our 2010 report, the church provided us with large stacks of affidavits from current and former church members, one-time colleagues of these former Scientologists, even ex-wives who remain in the leadership of the church. Some interviewed with us to defend the church, saying that their former husbands and co-workers are liars.
I never saw one scratch. I never saw one bruise. I never saw one black eye. Nothing. Nor did he complain about anything personally.
Now, Pulitzer Prize-winning author Lawrence Wright has written a book titled Going Clear, Scientology, Hollywood, and the Prison of Belief. He details the church's creation by its founder, L. Ron Hubbard, and explores these allegations of abuse, allegations the church continues to strongly deny, and they've created a website to refute the book chapter by chapter.
Well, we're making the Church of Scientology's responses available in full at CNN.com. To find it, put the word Scientology in the search field in the upper right-hand corner. Going Clear is based on extensive interviews with former and current church members. Lawrence Wright talked to hundreds of people. I spoke to him earlier. So why did you decide to write about Scientology?
I've always been interested in why people believe one thing rather than another, especially in this country where you can believe anything you want. That's not true in a lot of places in the world, but we have this supermarket of religious beliefs. So why would you choose Scientology? Perhaps the most stigmatized religion in this country.
What do you think it does for people? That's the thing I sort of can't get to the bottom of what does it give people?
At the beginning level, when you go in and get auditing, which is their form of therapy, a lot of people feel like they are helped. In fact, that's what draws people in. They ask, what is ruining your life? What is your ruin? And if you say, well, it's my relationship or my profession or something, they say, well, we have something that can help you. And sometimes that's true.
And is recruiting celebrities because they have this celebrity center in Hollywood, was that a conscious effort by the church? And is that for PR reasons?
Oh, absolutely. These are product endorsements. But the Church of Scientology was created in Los Angeles, the Celebrity Center in Hollywood, all of it with the design to take over the entertainment industry. You know, there were people that they were actively recruiting. They were always looking for that exemplary figure that could represent Scientology, and it would be a prominent member of the entertainment industry.
A lot of people focus on the origin myth in Scientology, or the origin story, I should say. And a lot of people make fun of it. I mean, my belief is every religion has an origin story, and if that's their origin story, fine. I've never really focused too much on that. I find the structure of the church interesting, though. I mean, is there any other church that you know of that's structured like it in terms of paying to kind of move up through the hierarchy of the church?
No, I don't. Nothing like that comes to mind, and it's very expensive. You know, if you want to climb, if you walk into the door of Scientology today and you go all the way to the top of the pyramid, it costs $500,000 or more just for, you get the coursework, but then you're continually asked for money.
The church is obviously very upset about the book, and what they say, Mr. Wright showed the church he has no interest in the facts, only the lies and exaggerations being fed to him by angry, bitter sources with agendas based on hatred and revenge. The result is a biased work, more fiction than fact. I should say they basically said the same thing about our reporting. They published an entire magazine devoted to kind of attacking us and CNN and myself.
I got one, and the New Yorker as well. But I want to just say about that disclaimer from the church. First of all, you can only talk to the people that will talk to you. And I asked repeatedly to talk to upper-level executives, including David Miscavige, but not just him. And that opportunity was foreclosed to me. I spoke to more than 250 people, the majority of them current or former Scientologists. So it's not just a small group of people. We're talking about, more than 150 people. Their stories are very damning. They're very similar in nature.
There's a lot of people who were formerly in the upper echelons of the church who talk about a culture of violence that they participated in. Mm-hmm. Some of them admit that they engaged in violent acts toward others in the church, but that they also point fingers at David Miscavige, the leader of the church, as somebody who would leap across desks, would hit people.
It sounds bizarre, but I had 12 people tell me that they had personally been beaten